to the graphic nature of this program, listener discretion is advised.
Introducing from Atlantic City, New Jersey, weighing in at 210 pounds, your Italian hero, Joey Image!
All right, welcome to episode 30. God damn, that's 30. That's like not 10, not 20, but 30. That's a lot, man. I had no inkling that I was going to be doing this long. I thought, like, you know, I'll start this little podcast deal. I'll do 3 or 4 episodes. People will tell me I suck, and I'll stop doing it. But it's progressively getting better and better, and more people are watching / listening and downloading as time goes on, and I really appreciate that, and I think it's a lot of fun, and it's cool, and I get a lot of people giving me good feedback. I haven't gotten any shitty feedback yet, and I would tell you if I did. Believe me, I would tell you, because I'm not a huge fan of my own, so if anyone else kind of says, oh, you suck, I sometimes agree with it, because I don't think very highly of myself, so, you know, but anyway, I want to thank you all for downloading, listening, subscribing, playing, listening, checking out, subscribing, downloading, subscribing, and all that shit. How the hell are you, everybody? What's going on today? It is Wednesday, February 3rd already, and it seems like New Year's Eve was like, 20 minutes ago, and suddenly it is Thursday, idiot. Suddenly it is February already. It's insane to me that time is just flying by so quickly. I don't have a lot to talk about today. Last week's episode, I also recorded on Wednesday, which I try to do every single week. Try to record on Wednesday and get it done by Thursday. But because I was kind of distracted by the live Periscope stream and there was a lot of dead air, a lot of times that I didn't have anything to talk about and I was answering a question and waiting for another question to come up in the Periscope chat. Because again, as I said last week, the Periscope chat, when you type something in the text box, it only stays on screen for 10 seconds and then it fades away and you can't scroll back to it. So there was a lot of dead air last week where I was just either thinking of something to say, as a response to a question, or as waiting for a question to come up or something like that. So it took me a long time to edit that. I usually edit the same night and try to release it by Thursday, but it did take me a lot longer than I would hoped. It would take me to edit that, so I didn't actually release that until, I think 2 days ago on Monday, actually, which was like February 1st. So it was not even last week, and I try to do at least one of these a week. So this week, I'm doing it today, which is Wednesday, my normal recording day, and I will have this out Thursday. Hopefully actually, if not tonight, the 3rd, then Thursday the 4th. So this is not going to be a very long episode, as I say every week, and then I always make it long anyway, but I just want to say hello, see what's up to everybody, kind of talk about what's been going on, what I've been doing, what I did last week, shit like that. What's up with everybody else? What have you guys been doing? What's going on? Let me know. If you're watching this or / listening to it on YouTube, check out the link right below for my iTunes thing and subscribe to there if you would, please. Also subscribe to the YouTube, of course. Let me know what's going on. Add something in the comments down below. Not something stupid like, you're a fag or you're gay. Those are like the most common comments I've seen. Not on my videos, but I had a big discussion with a couple of friends today on Facebook about that. All right, before I get into what I was going to talk about, let me rant about Facebook comments. YouTube comments for a minute, because they're so stupid, and I know this has been said before, but I'm really, the last year is really my most active I've ever been on YouTube, so I've only been exposed to this a few times, and it's just stupid. I don't understand what people are thinking when they write just shitty, mean stuff to people on YouTube comments. Like, I don't understand why. Like, do you feel better about yourself now? Like, going on, like, my buddy Dave did a Google Hangout the other night on, I think it was Saturday, the 30th. And it was like 7.5 hours. I stayed on for, 3 or 4, something like that. Went to bed or whatever. And then I saw the video linked on Facebook the following day. And like, some of the comments were like, you talk to people for 7 hours? That's ridiculous. You need to get some friends. What? Really? Is there people that you haven't spoken to for 7 hours? Even if it's not 7 hours in a row. I mean, I don't understand. That's the whole point of the Hangouts. It's like you're hanging out with your friends. That's exactly what it is. So I don't understand that the logic behind that comment. You need to get some friends while you're commenting on a video of a guy talking to his friends. I don't understand that. And not to mention the guy that wrote that had 0 YouTube subscribers anyway. So to me, that means even his quote unquote in real life friends don't want to deal with him or listen to him. Otherwise you'd have at least 1 subscriber, dude. I mean, come on. But just stupid shit like that, I just don't understand. People are like, this video sucks. Nobody should watch it. Stuff like that I see all the time. Then don't watch it. I don't give a shit. There's no reason, what's the phrase, one man's trash is another man's treasure? What some people don't like, other people might love, and vice versa. Who the hell are you to say what people should and shouldn't watch and shouldn't like or listen to? Go fuck yourself. And then the comments that I talked about earlier are like, I always see people like, oh, you're gay. You talk to your friends on Google Hangouts. You're gay, blah, blah, blah. What? Are you kidding me? I know gay as in lame, not gay as in homosexual. I know that's the meaning behind it, but how does that make any sense? Like, where's the logic in that? I don't understand how, first of all, I don't understand how in 2016 people are still, with the amount of diversity there is in the world right now between gays and straight people and bisexual people and transgender people, men, women, dogs, chickens, kids, midgets, whatever the hell's going on. With the amount of diversity and love and respect and caring there is in the world right now, I don't understand how people in 2016 are still using the word gay as an insult. I mean, where's the insulting part? I don't understand. I mean, it doesn't compute to me. I have a bunch of gay friends. I have transgendered friends. I have bisexual friends. I have straight friends. I have white friends. I have black friends. I have clear friends. I have, friends that are midgets, I think. But I just don't understand why people fixate on one thing. There needs to be some mind opening, and there's just too much closed-mindedness still going on in the world, and it's really kind of sad that it's 2016 and this is still happening. But anyway, enough about stupid rants. Let's just kind of get onto it and hang out and see what's going on. And speaking of hangouts, man, I had a 6-pack the other night of Coors Light when I was doing the hangout with Dave, and I think I had 2 shots of Fireball. Now, has anyone ever drank this rum chata stuff? I don't know what it is. I've never had it. I have it now, but I've never actually had it. I went to the liquor store. I got a 6-pack Coors Light. I bought 2 of those little, like, airplane-sized bottles of Fireball. And I figured I'd do each one of those bottles about 2 shots. So I figured I'd do 4 shots of Fireball, and I'd be good for the night. So I brought them to the register, and the guy tells me, hey, you ever have this rum chata stuff? And I go, nope, no, I'm not interested, no thanks, maybe next time. And he goes, oh, no, I'll give it to you for free if you take a bottle. You got to mix it with Fireball. It tastes like Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal. I'm like, whoa, that's awesome. Except by the time I got around to doing the actual hangout, the Google Hangout thing, I forgot about it anyway. So I had like 2 shots of Fireball. I still have 1 bottle of that left and the bottle of rum chata left. But again, I've never had it. Anyone ever had it, let me know. So that was Saturday night. But the previous Thursday, which I think was January 28th, 29th, something like that, I went to, it was the 28th. My girlfriend and I, you've heard me talk about this in the past. There's a comedy club near me called Levity Live. It's about 15 minutes from my house. So her and I go there often. We're both big fans of stand-up comedy. I've always wanted to be a stand-up comedian. I've always wanted to be in the entertainment business. And my 2 favorite forms of entertainment have always been professional wrestling and stand-up comedy. I've always wanted to do one or both of those things. So I've done one of them now for over 16 years. I'm still involved. So now I think it's time to kind of venture into my other dream, if possible, if I ever get the balls to do it. And I would love to attempt stand-up comedy. So last Thursday night, my girlfriend and I went to Levity Live, and we saw a show that was called the New York City Pro Comedy Tour. It was just 4 people. They were doing an event as a fundraiser, and it was for a a class of 5th graders in Congers, New York, which is 5 minutes probably from that comedy club. And it was hosted by Pete Dominick, who's a famous comedian, really, really funny guy. He lives in Congers. It featured him, Joe Matarese, Carrie Louise, who she's a female comic I've never seen before, and another guy, Andy Pitts, who I've also never seen before. All 4 of them were hilarious. I've already seen Pete Dominick. Actually, we saw him 3 weeks before this show, and also at Levity Live. And I met him and we got to talk and we took a picture together that night. And I've seen Joe Matarese probably 5 or 6 times before that. A huge fan of his too. I have never seen Kerry Louise or Andy Pitts, but they were both awesome. We were sitting right in the front, and I have, as most of you know, I have a favorite bandana, the black one that I always wore to the ring while I was wrestling. So I still wear that thing all the time. I love it. So I wore it, and my girlfriend and I were literally the first 2 online when we already had tickets, but we were the first 2 online to go to the show. So we were the first 2 seated, which means we were directly in front of the stage. If you have been on my Instagram or my Twitter or my Facebook lately, you saw the picture of the microphone on stage. Literally, we could touch it from where we were sitting, which I have no problem with that. That's totally cool with me. I don't care sitting that close. People get nervous, and people are thinking, well, if I get that close, they're going to break my balls, they're going to pick on me, they're going to make fun of me in front of these people. I don't give a shit. I think it's hilarious. I am like a wrestling mark at a wrestling show. The fans want to be part of the show. When a comedian comes out there and looks at me and says something to me, whether it's derogatory or not, they don't mean it, obviously. First of all, if it's like a insult, because they don't even know me, they're just breaking balls and trying to be funny because it's part of the show. It's what they do. But if they single me out and do that, that instantly brings me into the show. So it's, again, just like a wrestling mark. They want to be part of the show. I want to be part of the show. That's how it is. So again, I have my goatee. I was not clean shaven at the time. I was very scruffy. My goatee, my long hair was sticking out of my bandana, and I had my black bandana on. Every single comedian said something to me about my hair, my bandana, or my look. All 4 of them. It was hilarious. Joe Matarese, for the 2nd time, has called me the Duck Dynasty. I look like a guy from Duck Dynasty. Pete Dominick looked at me and said, "What, do you got, a ponytail? What a fucking asshole." Fucking just hilarious stuff. So after the show, they do meet and greets in the lobby. Now on this show, Joe Matarese and Pete Dominick were the 2 most well-known guys. I don't know if any of my listeners have ever heard of them, but I have heard of them. I've seen them both, and they're great. I've seen them both multiple times. So I got out to the lobby. Joe Matarese was signing autographs and pictures and all that crap. So there was a couple people, so we waited a little bit, and then finally when we got to talk to him, I introduced myself. I'm like, "Hey man," and he goes, How did people find out? He didn't know who I was. He just said, "How did people find out about this?" And I said, well, I found out about it through the Levity Live website, but I said, "You tweeted about it." And he said, "People actually read my shit on Twitter?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course, dude. You have however many 100,000 followers, whatever it is." And he's like, "What's your Twitter name?" So I happened to have my phone in my hand, and I was looking for the tweet that I was talking about, and I just happened to show it to him. Instead of, I never actually found the tweet where he said, like, "Come to the show tonight, blah, blah, blah." But I had my Twitter profile open, so I showed it to him, and he goes, "You're Joey Image? You tweet me all the time. You're a big Artie Lang supporter, and you listen to his podcast, and you're a fan of mine too." And I go, "Holy shit, dude. Like, how do you even remember all that? That's awesome." He's like, "Oh yeah." He's like, I pay attention." He goes, you just tweeted me a few hours ago, I think, something about tonight. And I was like, "Yeah, man, like, that's so cool that he remembered." So we talked for a while. Again, he knew that I was a big Artie Lang fan. He knew that I was a wrestling guy. So we talked for a little while. Very, very cool. Really cool guy. I bought his, by the way, I bought his CD called When Comedians Attack, and it is fucking amazing. It's basically, his deal is, he's on Adderall right now, which is, I guess, some kind of like antidepressant thing or something. I'm not really sure what that does. I guess it's like a downer, or I'm sorry, not a downer. It's an upper, like a Xanax or something like that. I guess I really have no idea what it is, but I think I know it's some kind of mood enhancer. So he used to be like a nut job, like a crazy guy, and he takes Adderall, now he's fine. But this CD is him before he was on Adderall, just burying hecklers, basically. Like hecklers will give him shit during the show, and this is him just like verbally attacking the shit out of them. It's really, really funny, and it's really, you kind of learn what some of these comedians go through when they're trying to do their act, and they have stuff in their head that they want to say, and, there's people just yapping in the front row, or, right next to them or whatever, and they're like, "Look, I'm trying to work here, so shut up." So it's a really, really cool DVD. Again, it's Joe Matarese, Matarese, and it's called When Comedians Attack. Please check it out. If you go to joematarese.com, it's all on there. So anyway, talked to him for a little while, and then Pete Dominick came out, and I went over and spoke to him, and I was waiting for a picture. He was talking to a couple people, and he turned to me and he said, "You were just here a couple of weeks ago." I said, "I didn't recognize you from the stage, but now I realize you were the guy sitting right in the front row," and I said the asshole thing about your ponytail, "and you were here like 3 or 4 weeks ago to see me." And I go, "That's exactly right." He's like, "Yeah, I recognized you when you were over talking to Joe Matarese." And I was thinking, I said, "Hey, that guy was here a few weeks ago. We took a picture." And he said, he didn't remember my name, but he said, "I know something about wrestling." And I said, yeah, I'm a wrestler. And he said, "Do you know Danny Cage?" And I said, "I know Danny Cage very well, actually." So I just saw Danny, I don't know, maybe a month or two ago, November, I think it was. I went to the Monster Factory and met him and hung out with him and, watched their show and stuff. It was cool. And he was like, "Oh, man, I know Danny. Listens to my Sirius show. He's a big fan." We talk through Twitter once in a while, blah, blah, blah. So he was really cool. He also remembered me, knew that I was in wrestling, blah, blah, blah. Him and Matarese both thought I was doing comedy now. I don't know where they got that from, but they both said, "You're a comic?" Or Matarese asked me, "Do I want to be a comic?" Pete Dominick said, "Are you a comic now?" I was like, No. I would love to be, but I'm not. But both of them were super cool guys. Again, both of them and the other two comedians picked on me. There must have been, I don't know, 15, 20 people after the show that came up to me, couple girls, couple guys, that came up to me and said, "You were awesome tonight." And I was like, I wasn't on stage or anything. And they were like, No, you were in the front row, but they were picking on you. Like, you really, really took a beating. That was one guy said, you really took a beating out there. And it was really cool, and you didn't complain, and you didn't get mad or anything like that. And I'm like, no, I understand if you sit in the front, that may happen. It's not a big deal. I'm okay with it. So it was awesome. And there were a lot of people. There were two girls. Me and my girlfriend were standing waiting for Joe Matarese. There were two Russian chicks that came up to me, real nice looking girls. And they were like, "Oh, you are so good," and blah, 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 blah. And I don't have a clue what the hell they said. The one girl said, "Oh, I was telling my friend," and then blah, 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 blah. Again, I don't know what they said other than "you were good," and a good job not getting mad, stuff like that. And then they left. I don't know what the hell they were trying to say or whatever, but it was awesome. I think it was like an hour and a half show, maybe a 2-hour show, but it was sold out, so jam-packed room. Really, really cool. I've said this before, but that's my favorite venue I've ever been to for comedy, at least. And just a lot of fun, man. Really, really fun night. I spoke to Pete Dominick and Joe Matarese a little bit since then, just via Twitter. Two really good guys. I mean, if you've never heard of them, go to Twitter and check out the Joe Matarese and at Pete Dominick. And just two really good dudes and really funny guys. Definitely worth your time and your money. As is Kerry Louise and Andy Pitts. I think Andy Pitts is just at Andy Pitts, Pitz. Kerry Louise is like Kerry Louise Laughing or something like that. It's KERRYLOUISE. I think it's LAFF, laugh. I don't know, but they were all really good, and it was a great night. A lot of good food, a lot of money, cost a lot of money. I don't know why, but I guess because I didn't eat that day, and that was my dinner. But you know what? While I'm talking about that show, let me give a thank you to Levity Live, because there was a little bit of a mix-up with the ticket prices. And they were doing a promo code. It was, if you go to the website, order the tickets online, and use the code GLIST, like guest list, as one word, then the tickets were free. So I went on the website. I did it twice. It didn't work. So I sent them a tweet saying, "Hey, does this code not yet work? Or is it already expired? Or are the tickets already sold out so I couldn't get them anyway?" And they never responded. That was not this past Thursday, obviously, because this past Thursday was the show, but the week before, so about 2 weeks ago. So I never got a response. So that following day, on Friday, I tweeted them again saying the same thing. "Hey, any chance this code either no longer works or the tickets are sold out, just so I know?" And it just wasn't working. It was telling me code not valid when I went to the website. So they didn't answer me again on Friday, so I just said, "Screw it, I'll just buy the tickets." So I went and bought the tickets. And then that was Friday. And then Monday, they're saying, "Hey, we have a show this Thursday. Use this code for free tickets." So just on a whim, I went on the website, tried to use the code again. It worked. And now again, I had already bought tickets, so I wasn't going to buy them again. So I tweeted them back and said, "Hey man, I tweeted you guys twice last week when the code didn't work and I never got an answer. Now the code does work and I've already paid. What do I do?" So they responded saying, "No problem, man. We know you're here a lot. We will take care of it and we'll give you a discount." So it took about 2 days. The tickets were $15 each, plus a $3 service charge. So it was $18 a piece. It was $36 total. So out of the $36, they refunded the ticket price, not the service charge, but for $6, I'm not going to complain. So they refunded the $30 from me, which again was the cost of the 2 tickets. And I was super grateful. I just got it a couple days ago. And again, so thank you to those guys. They really took care of me. Again, I mean, I'm a regular customer anyway, so it's not like this is a one-time thing and I'm just trying to screw them out of their ticket money or whatever. But I really didn't care. They could have said, no, we're not going to refund you. I still would have went. It was more just the principle that it didn't work and they didn't get back to me in time before I had bought the tickets in the first place. So again, kudos to them. Thank you guys very much for hanging out and giving me that discount and checking into it and, you know, verifying everything I said was cool and taking care of it on your end and making a happy customer remain happy and remain loyal. Because, I mean, that's what it's all about, right? It's about brand loyalty. And I am loyal to the Levity Live venue and brand. Guys, this has been about 25 minutes now, or 22 minutes. I'm going to try to edit this down to like 20 minutes. It's really, like I said before, not going to be a long show this week, and it wasn't. So I'm going to get out of here, and I thank all you guys for hanging out and listening and downloading and subscribing. Again, just to review and quickly go over some plugs again, please check out at the Joe Matarese on Twitter, Matarese. Also check out at Pete Dominick, at Andy Pitts, Pitz, and at Carrie Louise Laugh. Also at Levity Live, and then you can find me at Joey Image on Twitter, Facebook.com/RealJoeyImage. Look me up on iTunes, SoundCloud, and obviously YouTube if you're listening to this on YouTube. Check me out at ProWrestlingTees.com/JoeyImage. That's very, very important. You can also find me at 3ropes.com, which is a brand new podcasting network. A lot of shows on there, and a lot of good shows on there right now, as well as a bunch of new ones coming up. Really check that out. It's going to be really good. It's going to grow into something big. Also, check me out on Twitter and Facebook at 1640PWPR. That's 1640 Pro Wrestling Podcast Radio. You can find me in both of those places. Again, I thank you very much. I love every single one of you that listens, that even takes the time to respond and tell me how I'm doing and tell me stuff you want to hear me talk about or stuff you want to talk about. You know, it's always cool to have that kind of listener interaction, and I really, really appreciate it. Thanks a lot, guys. I'm out of here. Take care.
This has been a presentation of the 3 Ropes Media Network. For more, find us on Facebook at facebook.com/3ropes or visit us at 3ropes.com.
Hey, how you doing? This is King Firehawk from the King Firehawk Show. Just telling you, hey, 1640 PWPR is the home of Pro Wrestling Podcast Radio. If you want to interact with the shows, all you got to do is tweet us at 1640 PWPR, or you can go onto our Facebook page. It's a fan page, and we're waiting for you. It's 1640 PWPR, the home where Pro Wrestling Podcast Radio lives.